Hello, everybody. This is Tom Eckert here. You're listening to my podcast, Numerology, a GPS for the soul. This is your place to learn about the true power of numerology and how to use it to bring out the best in yourself, understand your loved ones better, take wise decisions, and prepare for your future. In other words, how to live your life aligned with your true destiny. Take your time to educate yourself and share these podcasts with your friends and family so they too can enjoy the great benefits of numerology. Enjoy! Hey there, and welcome to all my listeners. So nice to record another episode. It's always such a delight. And today we're talking about none other than the master number 336. But before we go on, if you are new here, first of all, welcome. In this podcast, we discuss numerology as a path for inner transformation, inner growth, self-knowledge and self-understanding. And my attempt as a professional numerologist is to make numerology accessible and applicable for everyday life matters, to ground numerology. Now, before we jump right into today's topic, there are some important things you must know in case you want to dive deeper into numerology. First thing is that I highly recommend you get yourself a numerology reading. A numerology reading can open a great horizon before you. It's like a wonderful GPS to get deeper insights into your soul, into your destiny, into every year of your life, like a good weather forecast to keep you aligned. If you want one, feel free to contact me through my website link that's provided in the podcast and the episode description. Secondly, if you are defining or redefining your career and love numerology and perhaps wish to pursue numerology as a career, I want you to know and to remind you that I offer a full path of numerology certification all the way from beginner to full expert. Again, check out the link in the podcast description, in the episode description, and feel free to contact me about that. And last but not least, if you haven't done so yet, please join my Facebook numerology group. The link is found in the podcast's main page. You can also follow me on Instagram, and you can find the group on Facebook itself under the name Numerology minus GPS for the Soul. Having said that, guys, without further ado, let us jump into today's episode about the 336 master number. So I'll start by saying that, like all master numbers, the 336 functions with a dual frequency of both a 33 and a 6. That means that nobody can ever function only on one or the other. Nobody can be only a 33 and nobody can be only a 6 when that's one of your core numbers. So we tend to fluctuate between the 33 higher frequency and the 6 base frequency. And the optimal or ideal way to function as one who has a master number 33 would be to harmoniously move and shift between those two numbers without any abrupt interruption, one can say. Now, as a master number with a dual frequency, it's a richer number with much more potential, much more talent, but also more complex to live up to, right? So this is simply the reality of master numbers, and always something that's good to remember and be reminded of. And you'll hear me say that time and time again. Also, the higher the master number gets, for example, 44, 55, etc. By the way, some numerologists don't even consider these master numbers. But anyhow, let's leave that point aside. The higher the master number gets, the more rare it is to encounter it in a numerology chart. So, yeah, just wanted to kind of like put that out there. Today we'll explore the 33-6. The master number that's most common that we'll all see in many charts actually is the 11-2. And then after that we'll see a lot of 22-4, but we'll see less 33-6. It's definitely there. You come across a 33-6 once in a while, but it's not as common as the others. So the first and most important quality that I want to mention pertaining to the 33-6 is the quality of universal love and the destiny to embody the universal heart. The 33-6, more than any master number, stands for this shining sun of the universal heart, or the divine heart. And ideally, it should be an embodiment of selfless love, selfless compassion, unconditional love. The 33 is truly rooted in so many ways in the heart chakra and has some resemblance to the number 9. So number 9 and 33 have a lot in common. There's that universality, that unconditional quality to it. Again, just like the image of the sun that simply gives, right? And it never tires. It doesn't give with conditions. For example, it's not like if you misbehaved, if people on planet Earth have misbehaved, which we always do, the sun doesn't have like a bad day or decide suddenly to switch off the light, and it doesn't increase the light if we've been good girls and boys, right? So there is an unconditional flow, and the 33-6 is truly meant to grow into that form of embodiment of a consistent flow and stream of love and kindness and care and compassion towards its fellow humans. Now, as a master number, if it would be only 6, this love and giving would be more on a personal level. With a 33, it's not, for nothing that I've mentioned the word universal a few times already. 33 as a master number lifts this whole thing up to a dimension of universality, meaning this love is not only about personal interactions, it's about the benefit of all. It's about being able to shine that love with whoever we meet and also dedicate our heart to something bigger than ourselves, to love in a way that's bigger than our own individual self. And that's in many ways the center goal, the center potential, the center trajectory of the 33-6. Now, when I say these words, universal love, giving oneself fully, living not for the sake of only myself, right? This universal compassion, I cannot keep going without, mentioning the figure of Jesus Christ. And the age, by the way, that Jesus has left his body, the age of 33. And I think there's something very symbolic about that, because in our collective subconscious, Jesus really represents this, like a mythological energy or figure that sacrificed from the deepest place of the heart his own life for the sake of universal love, universal compassion, anchoring the divine reality here on planet Earth. but truly centering it all around the heart. Jesus in many ways represented the ultimate sacrifice, right? The ultimate expression of giving one's heart to God for the sake of love, knowing that he's going to die, knowing that people are going to scorn him and hate him despite his full dedication to love, to the divine, to their self-remembrance. And it is important to understand this story because it has a lot to do with the 33-6. The 33-6 does have a lot to do with the energy of sacrifice. Now, we're not living in a day and age where one cannot talk about what they feel or think, at least not in the Western or democratic countries. But so that means that sacrifice might look a little bit different. You won't necessarily need to be crucified. But as a 33, you will definitely have to experience different forms of sacrificing. We might touch upon that a little later, but it's important to remember, for true love to shine, for an unconditional compassion to shine, there needs to be sacrifice. Very often a sacrifice of one's ego. The ego is going to be crucified, hopefully in this lifetime, and not your body. But time and time again, you'll have to give up your tendency to focus on yourself or clench your heart in many ways and keep it fully open. This leads me to the next topic I want to mention about the 33. And that has to do with 33 and healing. The heart of the 33-6 is not only supposed to love unconditionally, but to actively heal. It's supposed to heal through its presence, right? Its energy field, but also through action. Truly being involved, truly reaching out to the poor, to the needy, to the sick, to the lonely. And again, the image of Jesus, the miracle healer, comes to mind in this context. This is not only a healing of ailments, but rather a healing of the deepest ailment of human beings. And that, I would say, is the disconnection from love, the disconnection from the divine. So, in its highest performance, so to speak, and in its ultimate embodiment, the 33-6 can potentially remind our heart and soul of the original reality of love. And by doing so, bring about the deepest form of healing to our heart, to our soul. You can start to see, right, why this is a master number, not just any other number, because you see this universal destiny, right? Bringing us back in contact with the divine in some way or form, which is a common denominator between all master numbers. And by the way, you're welcome to listen to the previous episodes about the 22-4 if you haven't done so yet, and the 11-2, just to see that, right, that commonality, that similarity that is coming through in all of those master numbers. Another very, very central topic for the 33-6 is the topic of forgiveness. And I cannot stress out how important this topic is, and will play a role in a person with a very central 33-6. So for a heart, for a human heart to be truly big and universal, it must be able to forgive and let go of harsh judgment. And The 33-6 is destined to be a role model of true sacrifice. So now we're circling back to sacrifice and tying it to forgiveness, right? To be able to let go of grudges and truly let go of judgment and let go of anger, which are understandable emotions in the human realm. This requires sacrifice. This doesn't come easy. This might be hard work. We want to be angry. We want to be right. We want to be seen. Jesus wanted to be seen. But then again, he was crucified, and on the cross, he said this beautiful sentence of, "Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing." Now, you can listen to these words and it can really break your heart open. What a sacrifice. What an ability to let go of grudges and let go of anger and let go of disappointment and of resentment and of the need to be right for the sake of universal love. So forgiveness here, the ability to let go, is just of paramount importance, right? To let go of grudges and truly extend itself to see the other on a very deep level, exactly as Jesus did. He saw the others, those that were scorning him and wanting him to be crucified. He saw them and didn't look at himself, didn't make himself a victim. Now that is sacrifice, and that is forgiveness, right? That means to forgive people that treat the 33-6 with aggression, with disrespect, with dismissal, with lack of acknowledgement. The heart and destiny of the 33-6 is, to maintain an open heart, a forgiving and soft heart, no matter what. Now, swallow that pill, right? It's incredible. What a destiny. What a beautiful destiny. To remain with an open heart, a forgiving heart, no matter what. Not letting anything taint you, right? When I say that, it's really touching. Really touches me, at least. I hope it touches you as well. Before I keep going, I want to take a short moment to remind you guys that I highly recommend you get yourself a numerology reading. That's one of the best ways to feel the life-changing, life-altering, soul-expanding effects and power of numerology. Anybody who wishes to become a numerologist or wants to truly see how numerology works should definitely have a numerology reading done for them. So if you want one, simply contact me directly through my website link. As I said, it's provided in the episode and the podcast descriptions. I'll be happy to connect with you. And again, if you wish to pursue numerology as a career, something I highly recommend, I'm reminding you that I offer a full path of numerology certification from beginner to expert. And you can simply contact me directly to know more through the links provided. I will look forward to supporting you on that path. Having said that, let's keep going with a 33-6. Let's talk about a certain test that a 33-6 has to go through. In many ways, all master numbers have to go through some kind of test, we can say, like a universal or cosmic test, so that they can actually live up to their energies. And the test with a 33-6, surprise, surprise, is to keep their heart open no matter what. So, if you've listened to my previous episodes, you know by now that having a master number is not necessarily an easy task. By the way, if you haven't listened, I highly recommend listening specifically to my episode called Master Numbers, The Untold Secrets. You're gonna have a kind of like a zoom out perspective, a bigger overview about what master numbers are, how they function, debunking certain wrong perceptions about them, and opening up to the real understanding of what they truly are. The 33-6 will be tested time and time again, on how well they can keep their heart open despite all the pains and all the sorrows of life. As I kind of briefly mentioned before, this can take the shape of people being mean to them, people breaking their heart, encountering cruelty throughout their life, and even painful losses. And I'm saying this carefully. In many ways, this should and must happen in a life of a 33-6. Otherwise, the path of the master number is not really opening before them. They will have to encounter cruelty. They will have to encounter loss and pain and heartbreak, because that will be the only way for them to test their ability to live up to the master number. And still, in the face of all of this, to keep their heart open, vulnerable, and loving, and not build up that kind of like really rough shell or wall, around their heart. That's one hell of a test, right? I mean, it makes you see the 33-6 in a whole new light and appreciate what it truly is. Also makes you appreciate the path, the depth, the role of the sacred master number. So remember, the test is, if you have a 33-6, is to keep your heart untainted, vulnerable, and loving. And vulnerable, by the way, does not mean letting everyone just like punch you right there in the heart. It simply means not shutting yourself off. You can still be, with healthy boundaries, you can still say no to abusive behavior, but you will work to not keep a grudge. You will work towards keeping your heart clean and pure and loving and compassionate, and seeing where the person comes from. For example, from ignorance or from anger. You're going to see that it's not personal towards you, and that is going to keep your heart in that posture of love, of openness, of alignment with the divine love. Another very important point that one must remember as a 33-6 is the command, heal thyself, right? We talked about healing others, but now we want to talk about heal thyself. Like with any master number, one must work on themselves in order to demonstrate and manifest the quality of the master number. You cannot just, go about bragging about having like a master number, boasting about it and so on, without actually living up to it. And I've seen, this happen time and time again. It takes work. In the case of the 33-6, the need for self-healing and the processing of deep emotions, especially on the heart level, is simply imperative. You must work on yourselves. You must work on yourself as a 33-6 master number. You must heal your deepest wounds. You must attend to them. You must make sure that you get to know yourself on a very deep level, so that your heart can truly love and be the son that it's supposed to be. And to the same extent to which you heal yourself, right? So you'll be able to help and heal others. So it's directly correlated. As I said, imperative. Healing in that sense is not an option, but really a must for a 33-6. And it's going to, again, as a 33-6, it's not like you have to have this guidebook, although it's super helpful, because it's naturally, if you're an attentive person, all of these aspects I'm talking about now are going to appear naturally in your life. But it's good also to listen and remember. One more thing I want to say about the 33-6 has to do with the world of emotions and their mission to master emotions. It's another very important topic for the 33-6, the topic of developing the ability to master the emotional world. And this means learning how to transmute raw and basic emotions into more beautified and refined spiritual emotions. For example, to take emotions like anger, hatred, jealousy, and the like, and turn them into love, into compassion, into patience, right? It requires that work of transmutation, and the heart in many spiritual traditions is known as the great transmuter. So not by chance, the 33-6 is truly seated and centered in the heart center. In addition, they will also need to learn to master the use of emotion in order to touch, to reach, and to influence people personally and globally, to be able to touch the world, to touch humanity. So, as with all master numbers, living up to the 33-6 is a rich and complex quest that requires awareness, wakefulness, a lot of conscious effort and intention to shine with an open heart, with a universal heart. It's a very beautiful task, even a divine task, I would say, but one that requires true sacrifice and a very big heart. My dearest friends, as always, I hope that this episode inspires you to keep learning numerology, keep growing as a numerologist, and truly perhaps consider pursuing numerology as a career. I truly believe that it's a highly respectable and wonderful career. That's my career. And I love training people to become numerologists. I think that it's a way to contribute to the world and to yourself. So having said that, I hope you continue enjoying the secret language of this unique method, the precise language of the numbers. And simply don't forget that you can get yourself a numerology reading, and to do so, simply contact me through the website link provided in the episode and podcast description. And if you wish to pursue numerology as a career, remember that I offer a full path of certification from a beginner to expert numerologist. Simply contact me through the links provided and we'll chat about the whole path. Hey guys, I hope you had a lovely time in this episode, and as always, I'll see you in the next episodes. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you did, and you want to go deeper into numerology, check out my website, tom-eckert.com. You can also book a numerology reading or even study numerology yourself through my courses. I'll see you in the next episode.